If our waters are sick, people get sick. People get mercury contamination. Not only people, but our fish and our aquatic wildlife get sick.
It's a problem, in some ways from a human perspective, it's a problem.
Grassy Narrows is still suffering from the effects of mercury poisoning.
Communities who are collecting fish tissue samples for the CBM program are collecting them to test for methylmercury levels within the fish tissue.
Mercury is an element to begin with, so part of the periodic table of elements. It occurs naturally because it's in food that we eat, and if there's too much of it, it's harmful for us. Other animals are a little more resilient, so things like fish, they can have a lot of mercury in their body before it becomes a problem. It's a form called methylmercury, and it just binds really tightly to the proteins in your body, so predominantly your muscle, and it ends up just staying there. The whole process that we use for sampling fish starts with catching them, and so really depends on the lake. We use a variety of methods of capturing fish. Before the fish is handled in any way other than just with the dip net, we anesthetize them. We use a fish anesthetic, and it's a sedative and a pain reliever, so it means that the fish is calm, not likely to injure itself, not going to flip around when we're handling it. Once the fish is glued up, it's all ready to go, and we put it in a tub of just fresh lake water. After it's recovered, it goes back into the lake to do whatever and probably badmouth us to its friends.
For fish samples, communities can reach out to local labs, whether that's private or university-based. And for water samples, you can also send those out to private labs as well. After the fish are sampled, we get the results back from the lab, and from there we compare those methylmercury levels to guidelines set out by Canada for safe consumption. And if any are exceeding those guidelines, we notify community leadership and let them make decisions based on that.
When we approach our members who are doing either commercial fishing or otherwise, any type of fishing, we let them know what we plan on doing. For example, we ask if we could sample a couple of their fish. We'd be taking some of the scales, for example, depending on what we're looking for. You have to explain to them what you're doing. You got to let them know that you're here to help. Give them as much tools in their own arsenal to make sure that they're living very comfortably out there. Over the years, I think since the treaty was signed, there has been a lot of logging throughout the area, in different harvesting zones as well, I guess. But however, there's been past paper mills that did not have proper environmental management. I could think of Wabigoon as an example. Grassy Narrows is an example there with the Minamata disease. It's very mindful in the back of Treaty 3, all the communities' minds to make sure that that doesn't happen again.
So there's a number of benefits for any community participating in the CBM program. The youth are going to be more connected to their lands and their waters. They're going to be out there building capacity to protect this water now and far into the future, and hopefully, be inspired to pursue this as a career as well. For the communities themselves, benefits are influencing decision makers for water management, fish habitat, holding industries accountable for their impacts on the environment, and also guiding future restoration and mitigation work for environmental projects.